Okay, okay.
May
Please don't open your mics. Okay, so all of you are present over here. So, friends, in the last lecture yesterday, we have completed your 7th lesson, right? Human settlements. Okay, we have seen the human settlements in India, and we have compared human settlements of India to Brazil. In that, we have covered urbanization in India, urbanization in Brazil as well as. Okay, so on that, I have given you some exercise, I think, and only one student, Takale, okay, has handed in assignment. You people are not looking at it, I think. So kindly go in the Google Classroom, check it, download it, write it down, and upload over here. Okay. So shall we start your next chapter, your eighth chapter from your geography? That is okay. Okay. Oh, sorry, Tanvi Gali. Okay. So friends, this is your eighth lesson, second last from the geography. Okay. It is economy and occupations म्हणजे अर्थव्यवस्था आणि तुमचा व्यवसाय. ओके, आय विल जस्ट शेअर द स्क्रीन विथ यू. Okay, just tell me if it is visible or not. Okay, is it visible for you? Okay, all right, visible for everyone. Okay, one box given over here. Just let's read what it is. Okay, so read the following graph and answer the questions. Okay, gross national incomes, that is GNI, from 1960 to 2016 in million US dollars. Okay, American dollar. So here is the gross national incomes of Brazil, USA, and India is given. So the income for the Brazil is shown by the blue color, and the income of India is by red. Also USA by green color, faint green color. Okay. So based on this graph, on the x-axis they have given years. Okay, 1960s, 1980, 2000, 2016 means almost 2 decades difference. Okay, and on the y-axis there is national income. Okay, gross national income in millions US dollars. Okay, so they have asked some questions based on this graph. Which country's national income was highest in 2016 and was it how much? Okay, so they have asked about 2016. 2016 is here, and which has highest income? You can easily see USA has highest income. Okay, so how much it is? You can see on the y-axis it is almost 1900 million US dollars. Okay, almost 1900 million US dollars. Also, comparing India and Brazil, which country has higher national income in 1980s? Okay, so the second entry is 1980. So they have asked compare India and Brazil, which country has higher national income in 1980. You can easily see that the red color is what we call it. Okay, red color is somewhat less than the blue one. Means the gross national income of India was somewhat less than that of Brazil in 1980s. Comparing India and Brazil, which country had higher income in 2016? 2016. Okay, so you can easily see for 2016 the red color is more than the blue. Okay, the column of red color is higher than the column of blue colors. It means India's gross national income was more than the Brazil. Okay, in 2016. Tell the difference between GNP of Brazil and India in 2016. Okay, so gross national product or gross national income. So they have asked us in 2016 what was the India's income and what was Brazil's income and what was the difference between them. Okay, so you can easily see that red color is somewhat more than the 200 million US dollars, and for the Brazil it is less than 200 million dollars. It means you can say it is almost 50 to 30 to 50 million US dollars. Okay, it was more. India's income was more than the Brazil. Also, calculate the difference between the national incomes of developed and developing countries in 2016. Okay, so you can see that USA is a developed country, India is a developing country. Okay, you can see how much bigger the national income of USA is. Okay, than India and Brazil. This yellow color, sorry, or green color. Okay, okay. Am I audible to everyone? Are we able to understand that graph? Just we have find the answer for the questions that are asked based on the data in the graph. Okay. Okay. Also, you have one more task. Huh? Try this. Okay. A table regarding the ownership of various sectors in both the countries are given. Okay. For Brazil and for India, some sectors are given. Okay. You can see the middle column. Okay. That is sector column: banking, railways, airways. Okay. Electricity production. Okay. So these are some sectors. Okay. For both the countries. And here is the ownership of the that sector is given here. Okay, for Brazil it is given, but for India you have to write down. Okay, by finding it. Okay, and based on your knowledge. So let's try. Okay, first is India. India's column is empty, middle is sector, and the last one is Brazil. So how to read this? Let's take the banking sector in Brazil. Okay, it is private and public both. It means there are private banks also, and there are public banks also, means government banks we can say. Okay, so in banking sector there is private and public partnership in Brazil. Also in railways there are private railways and public railways also. Okay, it means government railways in the Brazil. This is the data for Brazil. You have to find out for India. Okay, also airways म्हणजेच काय, जे काही आपला हवाई मार्ग आहे. ओके, तर तो पण बऱ्याचदा पब्लिक आणि प्रायव्हेट प्लेयर त्यामध्ये रोल प्ले करतात ब्राझीलमध्ये. ऑल्सो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी प्रोडक्शन लार्जली पब्लिक. Iron and steel industry in the Brazil, it is largely public. Health, education, telecommunications. Okay, okay. You can easily see here. Then let's see for the India. In India, banking sector. So you can easily you all of you know that there are public banks. It means SBI, government bank. We call them as nationalized banks. Okay, Rashtrikrut Bank. So there are government banks also and private banks also. In private banks, there is a HDFC, ICICI, okay, Axis Bank. There are too many banks, Kotak Mahindra. Okay, it means in India also the banking sector is like the Brazil, that is private players also and public players also, means government sector also. In the railways, okay, in India, railway sector is 100% public. Okay, public ownership is there. It means आपल्याकडे इंडियामध्ये रेल्वे फक्त गव्हर्नमेंटच चालवतं. ओके, टोटल रेल्वे सेक्टरची जी काही ओनरशिप आहे ती गव्हर्नमेंटकडे आहे, परंतु ब्राझीलमध्ये तसं नाही. ब्राझीलमध्ये प्रायव्हेट प्लेयर्स पण आहे. आता आपल्या इंडियाने पण काही एक्सपेरिमेंटल बेसिसवर काही ज्या रेल्वेज आहेत तर त्या प्रायव्हेट करण्याचं ठरवलंय. Also, in airways, India, okay, in India there are private players also and public players also. So for electricity, for iron and steel, health, education, telecommunication, you can find it on your own. Okay. So this is the task for you to complete it. Okay. On the basis of the information about ownership of various sectors in both the countries given in the table, can you infer about the type of these economies? ओके, म्हणजे तुम्ही बघू शकता की यामध्ये ओनरशिप कोणाकोणाकडे आहे इंडियामध्ये आणि ब्राझीलमध्ये वेगवेगळ्या सेक्टरचे. तर त्यांनी विचारलंय की याच्यावरून ह्या माहितीवरून तुम्ही सांगू शकाल की त्या कंट्री कोणत्या पद्धतीची आहे. ओके, त्या कंट्रीची इकॉनॉमी कशी आहे. ओके, म्हणजे कसं, ऑलरेडी आय थिंक यू हॅव सीन दॅट इज दी two types of economies are there. Three types of economies. Okay, that is capitalist economy. Okay, next one is communist. Okay, and another one is mixed one. So can you find the answer for that? Which topic type of economy is this? In capitalist economy, there are public or we can say there is public sector is very less and the ownership is at the private players. But in the mixed type economy, both public sector and private sector plays their role. Okay, they have their role. So did you guys understood? Are you people getting? Okay, if you have some doubts or if you are not getting something, kindly ask. Okay, don't just listen. Okay, don't just sit and just don't just look at the screen, because there will be exam after 2 to 3 months. Okay, there's gonna exam for you people. So let's see geographical explanations. An economy of a country depends on the economic activities carried out in the countries. म्हणजे काय, की कोणत्याही देशात त्यांची जी काही इकॉनॉमी आहे. ओके, so that the economy or that अर्थव्यवस्था we can say is depends on the economic activities carried out in the country. कंट्रीमध्ये कोणते कोणते आर्थिक व्यवहार होतात, कोणकोणते आर्थिक घटना होतात. ओके, सो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दॅट, ओके, अँड there is a income for the country. Okay, so that economy is depends on the economic activities. You have learned that there are three types of economic activities in the economy. Okay, तर तुम्ही ही गोष्ट आधी स्टडी केलेली आहे. ओके, की जवळपास 3 प्रकारच्या इकॉनॉमिक ऍक्टिव्हिटीज ह्या इकॉनॉमी मध्ये असतात. 3 ऍक्टिव्हिटीज. ओके, सो लेट्स रिकॉल. ओके, दे हॅव आस्क्ड हियर. ओके, activities given over here, one in the first column, second column is primary, secondary and tertiary. So classify the following activities in by ticking the respective column. Okay, this is the task for you. Television broadcasting, it is a primary or secondary or tertiary. Jagger making, core and rope making, beekeeping, producing blades for the plow, construction, extracting iron ores. Okay, we will see it later on. Economic activities in Brazil and in India. Okay, now we will compare the economic activities that are taking place in India as well as in Brazil. We will compare them and you will come to the conclusion. We will come to the some conclusion. Okay, in figure 8.2, where is the figure 8.2? Okay, here is the figure 8.2. The pie chart shows the contribution of each sector in the respective country's GDP and the percentage of population engaged in various activities. Okay, तर मित्रांनो इथे पाय चार्ट दिलेला आहे फॉर इंडिया अँड फॉर ब्राझील. ओके, So in that pie chart, what is the data? Okay, what is data all about? So that data is about the contribution of each sector in the respective country's GDP. म्हणजे ब्राझील मध्ये या सेक्टरचं योगदान कोणतं आहे? ओके, आणि इंडियामध्ये या सेक्टरचं योगदान कोणकोणत्या सेक्टरचं किती आहे, तर ते आपण बघणार आहोत. ओके, read both the pie charts carefully and answer the following questions. Okay, so we will analyze this pie chart. For first chart is for Brazil, second chart is for India, and the first figure is showing contribution of sectors in the GDP, and the data belongs to 2016. Okay, the second chart is pie chart is about percentage of population engaged in various sectors. You can easily see. So blue color is showing the primary sector, secondary sorry, brown color or orange color we can say, showing the secondary sector, and gray color is showing the tertiary. So in the for the Brazil, in the GDP, okay, let's GDP is 100%. Okay, out of that, almost 67% of the Brazil's GDP is through the tertiary sources or tertiary sectors. Only 5.5% of the GDP is through the primary sector, and almost 27.5% GDP is by the secondary sources. But India also, we can say the same figure. Okay, India also the data is not that much different. You can easily see the 57% tertiary, 17% primary, and 26% by secondary. So that is not so much different than the India. Okay, Brazil. The second chart is about percentage of population engaged in various sectors. ओके, आता कोणकोणत्या सेक्टरशी किती किती पॉप्युलेशन निगडित आहे आपण ते बघूया. आता प्रायमरी सेक्टर जे आहे, ओके, फॉर ब्राझील ओनली 10% ऑफ द पॉप्युलेशन इज engaged in the primary sector. 19% of the population is engaged in the population, okay, in the secondary sector. Now the major part of the Brazil's population, that is 71% of the population, is engaged in the tertiary sector. Okay, but in India there is a difference. Okay, in India the large amount of population, okay, almost 48.8% population belongs to the secondary sector. Only 24.3 population belongs to the secondary sector. Okay, and 41.8 is for the primary sector. Also 26.9% means almost 27% is from the tertiary sectors. What does it means? Okay, what this tells us? So basically for India, the contribution of the tertiary sector is very much in the GDP. From the figure you can easily see, okay, here the contribution of 57% of the GDP is by the tertiary sector, but only 26% of the population is engaged in the tertiary sector. Okay, also the India's population 48.8% from the primary sector, but the contribution of this primary sector is very less in India's GDP, that is only 17%. ओके, याचा अर्थ काय झाला, तर टर्शरी सेक्टर मध्ये भारतात कमी लोक काम करतात, म्हणजे जवळपास 27%, परंतु त्यांचं देशाच्या उत्पन्नात वाटा किती आहे, 57% जवळपास. ओके, आणि जवळपास देशातले 50% और 48% जे काही पीपल आहेत तर ते प्रायमरी सेक्टर मध्ये वर्क करतात, परंतु देशाला त्यांचा किती फायदा होतो, फक्त 17%. ओके, also for the secondary sector, almost 24% of the people work in the secondary sector, and they provide the GDP of 26% to the country. Okay, but in Brazil the it is different, that if people are working in tertiary sectors more, then they are contributing more in the Brazil's GDP. Okay, 71% people working in the tertiary sector, and they are giving almost 70% of the contribution in the Brazil. So based on this data, they have asked us some questions. Let's see. Which country has a higher percentage of population engaged in the primary activities? You can easily see India has highest percentage of the population engaged in the primary sector. That is, you can see with the green color here. In which country is the contribution of tertiary sector is greater in the GDP? Okay, you can easily see in the Brazil contribution of the tertiary sector is higher. Okay, it is almost 67% in the GDP. In which country is the share of secondary activities more in the GDP? Okay, same also the same condition in the Brazil. Okay, almost secondary sector provides 27.5% of the GDP. Okay, it contributes to 27.5% of the GDP. Can we say that Brazil is agrarian economy like India? Give reasons. Okay, so this was the graph and some questions based on that. Okay, so friends, we cannot say that Brazil is an agrarian economic like India, because the you can easily see the difference between the Brazil and India's population engaged in various sectors. That's why these two economies are somewhat different. So are you getting, guys? Am I audible? Is everything visible to all of you so that we can continue? Okay. Okay, means you people are getting the points. ओके, जो जिओग्राफिकल एक्सप्लेनेशन्स भौगोलिक स्पष्टीकरण दिलेलं आहे या वरच्या गोष्टींसाठी आपण बघूया आता. In figure 8.1, we saw that India has higher national income than Brazil. Okay, initially in this figure, we have seen India has higher national income than the Brazil in 2016. Figure 8.1. Brazil is one of the world's giant of mining, agriculture, and manufacturing. Okay, and it has a strong and rapidly growing service sector. On the other hand, India is still dependent on agriculture, though service sector is also increasing in India. So we know that Brazil is a developed country and India is developing country. So that's why the Brazil has highest percentage of mining in their country. Also, agriculture is also very developed over there, and manufacturing sector is also booming over there. Okay, and it has a strong and rapidly growing service sector. Also, service sector is also rapidly growing over there. It means in the mining, Brazil is a world giant. It is very top ranked in the world. Also, in agriculture, also Brazil is a giant. Also, manufacturing sector is very good. Service sector is also growing very fast. On the other hand, India is still dependent on agriculture. आणि आपण जर दुसऱ्या बाजूने विचार केला तर भारत इंडियामध्ये आजही जी काही सर्वात जास्त पॉप्युलेशन आहे, ओके, ती ऍग्रिकल्चरवर डिपेंड आहे. ती ऍग्रिकल्चरवर डिपेंड आहे. आणि जरी असंही असलं तरी इंडियामध्ये पण कंटिन्युअस ग्रोथ चालू आहे. ओके, आणि सर्व्हिस सेक्टर आहे तो पण इंडियामध्ये मोठ्या प्रमाणात इन्क्रीज होत आहे. Like the Indian economy, the Brazilian economy is also a mixed economy. Okay, we have seen in the history, okay, your history chapter, that is Indian economy is mixed type economy. That is, it has the benefit of both the other type of economy, that is capitalist economy, and other one is socialist economy. Okay, so Brazil's economy also same like that. Both the Indian and Brazilian economies are developing economies. So I just told you that Brazil's economy or the Brazil is developed country, but here they have given somewhat different information that both India and Brazil is developing. Maybe this is because in 2016 there was a different figure, and if we take the example of 2020, then maybe Brazil can be a developed country. Okay, so both the economies are the developing types. Their per capita incomes are very less as compared to developed countries like USA. Okay, आपण USA ची income बघितला 8.1 figure मध्ये, so it is very higher than India and Brazil. So that's why the per capita income of the Brazilian population and Indian population people is less than that of USA, very less, because as we have very higher population, okay, our per capita income is very low. Okay, though our in 2020 India has fifth rank in the world with economy size. Okay, fifth highest economy our country currently having. But if you compare to per capita income, it is very less than rest of the world. Okay, it is interesting to note that though India has a higher national income as compared to the Brazil, the per capita income of the India is lower than that of Brazil. Okay, it is just because of the population. ओके, थोडक्यात काय, ब्राझीलचं उत्पादन जे आहे ते ऑलमोस्ट इंडिया इतकं आहे. ओके, इंडियापेक्षा फार कमी नाहीये त्यांचं उत्पादन. जर इंडियाचं सपोज पर कॅपिटा इन्कम फॉर एक्झाम्पल वी टेक इट इज 100 रुपीज. ओके, then that of Brazil is 80 rupees. Okay, but India, there are almost 140 people, and if we have to distribute this 100 rupees to 140 people, then they will just have rupees. They will not have rupees, they will have only paisa. Okay, but in the Brazil there are only 6 people because the population of the Brazil is very less. That's why the per capita income is higher of the Brazil than that of India. Can you think of a reason for the same? Okay, just now we have thought the reason and we have discussed about the reason also. Because India's population is almost 7 times that of 7 to 8 times that of Brazil. Okay, use the following table and make a polyline graph with the help of computer. Okay, here is one task for you. They have given one table. Country name is given and year is also given. Okay, per capita income of the Brazil. For the Brazil, per capita income in 1960 in US dollar, it is in US dollar. It is, you can easily see 240. For India, it is 90, and for USA, it is 3250. After 20 years, means in 1980, that income of the Brazilian people get very higher. It is increased up to 10 times. Okay, almost 2010 US dollars. For India, it was almost 300 only. Okay, $280. For USA, it increased very high, 1400. Okay, sorry, 14,230. In 2000, it was 300. Okay, 3,000 for the Brazil, 450 for the India, and 37,000 for the USA. And in 2016, for the Brazil, it is 8,840. Okay, for India, it is 1,680, and for the USA, it is 56,280. Means it is very high. Okay, the per capita income of the USA people, okay, American people, is very higher than that of Brazil and then that of India. Okay, so from this table, you have to draw the graph, polyline graph. Okay, on the computer. The United States is a developed country. Okay, it is developed country. That's why the per capita income of the USA is very high. The population of this country is well educated. Also, the population of the American people very high. Okay, their education level is very good. Okay, and it is very well educated. This country has strength of many patents, modern technology, and mechanical strength. Okay, so America has highest number of patents in the world. Okay, they have control over the technology. Okay, also they are very strong mechanically also in military power also. Okay, so America is very strong. This country is far ahead of Brazil and India in terms of national per capita income. India and Brazil are developing countries. These countries are progressing in the field of technological advancement, education, and industry. As we have seen that India and Brazil both are developing countries, and different sectors are very developing in the India. Technology is also advancing. Okay, advanced technology, modern technology. India is a very good destination for foreign direct investment. Okay, so many MNCs companies are coming in India and doing their businesses. So India and Brazil both are developing with good, good economic growth rate. Okay, the national per capita income of the countries is low. Okay, in the table we have seen that per capita income of the Brazil is also low, and that of India is it is very low. Okay, for India because of the population of India. India's per capita income seems to be even lower as India's size is very large. Okay, as just we discussed now. So, am I audible to everyone? Hello, are you getting these points? India and Brazil's economy. Okay, per capita income of Brazil, India, and USA. Why this is so? What is the reason behind that? Why India has very low GDP per capita? Okay, here is make friends with maps. We will take this part later on. Okay, see, let's see about the agriculture. Just now we have seen about the economies of Brazil and India. Now we will see about the agriculture. In Brazil, agriculture is the main occupation of the people living in highlands and coastal areas. Okay, we already know that most of the population of the Brazil is living in the coastal areas, and in the highlands there is a very sparse population. Okay, but for highland people and for coastal areas, people living there, their main occupation is agriculture. शेती हाच त्यांचा मुख्य व्यवसाय आहे. Favorable climate and topography makes it possible for growing a variety of crops. Okay, so at the coastal region there is a favorable climate. Also, the topography is good. That means it is a plain area. Okay, not very slope or mountainous area. So that's why it is possible for growing variety of crops over there. Rice and maize are the main cereal क्रॉप्स ओके तर भाताची शेती ओके तांदूळ आणि मका हे दोन मेन rice and maize are two important crops in the Brazil. Production of maize is largely concentrated in the central part. Okay, so in the central part there is a large scale production of the maize. Commercial crops like coffee, cocoa, rubber, soybean, and sugarcane are cultivated on a large scale. Okay, so in that region, these soybean, rubber, cocoa, coffee, sugarcane are cultivated in the large scale. Uh, Brazil has highest production of the sugarcane in the world. Okay, जगामध्ये साखरेचं किंवा वी कॅन से शुगरकेनचं उत्पादन हे ब्राझीलमध्ये सगळ्यात जास्त होतं. ओके, जगात. Brazil is largest exporter of coffee and soybean in the world. Also, okay, Brazil is the highest largest exporter of coffee and soybean. The major states growing coffee are Minas Gerais, okay, Gerais, okay, very difficult name, Gerais. You can pronounce with your ageness, okay. So in the state of Minas, coffee is growing over there. Okay. Also, Sao Paulo. We know Sao Paulo already. It is densely populated city. Okay, in the Brazil. So the coffee is cultivated over there in Minas and Sao Paulo. Besides these crops, production of fruits like bananas, pineapples, oranges, and other citrus fruits also done. Okay, so in Brazil, apart from this grain, coffee, Coca-Cola, rice, okay, maize, there are fruit production also. So what are different fruits are there? Bananas, pineapples, oranges, other citrus fruits, okay, over there. Cattle, sheep, goats are also reared in the savanna grassland in the south. Okay, in the south part, savanna grassland, there are cattle, sheep, and goats being domestic. Okay, domestic cats. Okay, cattle, sheep. Consequently, meat and dairy products are produced on a large scale. Okay, also there is a meat production and dairy production also. Okay, dairy production means all the milk production. So let's next sector is the mining. Okay, observe the figure 8.3 and answer the following question. So which is the 8.3? Here is the figure 8.3. So based on that, they have asked some questions. So let's see what are the questions. Prepare a table of mining products and regions of production in the Brazil. ओके, तुम्हाला एक टेबल बनवायचं आहे. त्यामध्ये काय करायचं आहे, मायनिंग प्रोडक्ट्स कोणकोणते आहे आणि रिजन्स कोणकोणते आहे ते बघायचं आहे. In which part of the Brazil has mining activity not developed? So in Brazil, in some part, mining is done very high. In other parts, there is no mining or not that much developed. So which are these parts we have to find out? What could be the reason, and what could be the reason that mining activity is not developed in certain parts? Considering the availability of resources, where has development of the industries occurred? ओके, तर सोर्स रिसोर्सेस जे आहेत तर त्यांची अवेलेबिलिटी बघून यू हॅव टू टेल दॅट where the development of the industries occurred very high. Okay, so in the Brazil, this graph is for major primary activities. Okay, so index is given over here. For first part there is agriculture products, for the second there is mining products, in the third part there is animal husbandry and fisheries. Okay, also ocean currents also given in this figure. So you can see here in the Sao Francisco River, okay, Sao Paulo, in the southeast part, there is too much cultivation of the agriculture products. You can easily see cocoa, okay, banana, also sugar cane, also cattle, then coffee production in the southeast part. Okay, that is Sao Francisco River basin. You can easily see there. Also manganese, bauxite, iron ores, coals. So they have given specific symbol for that, and you have to find the location where actually that agriculture products are being taken place, agriculture crops are being taken place, okay, different fruits are taking place. And also the mining sector, there are 4 points total: manganese, bauxite, and iron ore, also coal mining. And there is specific symbol for that. From the graph you can easily correlate, and you can easily see over there. So in the west part, okay, northwest part, you can see there is highest manganese production minings. Okay, you can see that blue color, okay, that rectangle showing in the blue color, okay. So this is nothing the manganese minings. It's on the large scale. So are you able to understand this graph, this map? Hello, can you correlate that different agriculture products, where that are crop cultivating, okay, where agriculture production is being higher, which fruit is planted over there, okay. So in your free time, kindly look at the map once again, open your textbooks. Okay. The eastern part of the Brazil is rich in various types of the minerals like iron ore, manganese, nickel, copper, bauxite, tungsten, diamonds, etc. Okay. You can see eastern part. That is this part. Okay. This is the eastern part. So this eastern part is full of different types of minerals like iron ore, manganese, nickel, copper, bauxite, tungsten, diamonds. Okay. Inaccessibility, lack of knowledge of potential reserves of resources, dense forests, etc. are factors which have led to limitations in mining in the interior parts of the country. So, friends, you can easily see in the interior part or in the western part of the country, there are too many mineral minings or mineral resources. But because of the inaccessibility, we cannot access that land very easily because of the forests, because of the heavy rain, okay. Also lack of knowledge of potential reserves of the resources, okay. So there is also very less knowledge about different resources that may be present in the central part of the Brazil or western part of the Brazil. So very less information is available about that. It means the lack of the knowledge about potential reserves. Also there are very dense forests, etc. Okay, so these are some factors which led to limitations in mining in the interior parts of the country of the Brazil. Nevertheless, because of increasing demands in the country, mining work has developed well in the highland regions, okay. So there is high demand, okay, of different minerals like bauxite, tungsten, diamonds, copper, nickel. So to fulfill that demand, to fulfill that requirement, okay, in the Brazil, the mining work has developed well in the highland region. ओके, जो काय हायलँड रिजन आहे तर त्या भागात पण मायनिंग मोठ्या प्रमाणात वाढलंय. So the next sector is fishing. Just now we have seen agriculture, mining. Okay, now we will see about the fishing. Okay, on the basis of figure 8.3, you have asked some questions. Can you give two reasons of concentration of fishing near southeastern coast of the Brazil? Okay, so here is the fisheries given here. Okay, you can easily see in the figure fisheries. Okay, here is the fishery. Here is the fishery. Here. So this is nothing but the southeastern part of the Brazil. Okay, so in the southeast part of the Brazil, the fishery business is very much concentrated. So what can be the reason for that? Okay, what can be reason for that? Can you find it out? Inland fishing is not developed in the Brazil, though there is large number of rivers in the Brazil. Can you think of a reason? Okay, also we know that there are too much rivers in the Brazil, many rivers in the Brazil, but that inland fishing business is not that much developed in the Brazil. So can you find the answer for that? What do you think can be the answer for that? Okay, we can say that that part or that rivery part is very dense, very foresty part there. Okay, so people cannot live there, cannot survive there. If people are not there, how can they have fishing over there? Okay, so that's why very less fishing in the inland part of the Brazil. So friend, just now we have seen the mining. Okay, so did you understand that about the mining? Okay, so friends, here one information general knowledge given for you. Do you know the United States dollar is used during international transactions at the international level? Okay, तुम्हाला जर इंटरनॅशनल ट्रेड जर करायचा असेल, ओके, व्यापार जर करायचा असेल, एका देशातून दुसरीकडे जर काही पाठवायचं असेल किंवा काही विकतही घ्यायचं असेल बाहेरच्या देशातून, तर मुख्यत्वे हा जो काही इंटरनॅशनल ट्रेड आहे तर तो यूएस डॉलर मध्ये होतो. म्हणजे काय, तुम्हाला जर फ्रान्स कडून काही इक्विपमेंट घ्यायचे असतील किंवा तुम्हाला जर आपण क्रूड ऑइल इम्पोर्ट करतो गल्फ कंट्रीज कडून, लाईक सौदी अरेबिया, युएई, कतार, इराण, इराक. ओके, सो वी टेक द क्रूड ऑइल or we can say petrol diesel from them. Okay, so if you want to take, we cannot give them our rupee. Okay, we cannot have payment in the rupees. We have to give them American dollar of that worth. Okay, of that value. So this is nothing but we are using internationally the United States dollar as a transaction currency. So dollar is a symbol of this currency. Okay, this you can see the yes and one vertical line through it. So this is the symbol for currency. Uh, can you show the symbol for Indian rupees? Okay, it is also given there. Brazilian real is the currency of Brazil. Okay, in Brazil the currency of the Brazil is real. As rupees is our currency, dollar is United States currency. Thus, like that, real is Brazil's currency. So R dollar is the symbol of this currency. Okay, R and S is the symbol of this Brazilian currency real. R is the symbol of Indian currency. Okay, in Indian currency you can easily see that R type. Okay, rupees. One American dollar equal to three Brazilian dollar. 3.1297 Brazilian dollars, and one American dollar is equal to 64 rupees. It means if we have to buy $1, okay, आपल्याला जर अमेरिकन लोकांकडून जर $1 विकत घ्यायचा असेल तर आपण त्यांना ₹1 देऊन चालणार नाही, आपल्याला त्यांना 64 रुपये द्यावे लागतील. आणि तुम्ही जर आजच्या घडीला ही जर फिगर बघितली तर आपल्याला जवळपास ₹10 एक्स्ट्रा द्यावे लागतात. म्हणून म्हणजेच आज आपल्याला जर $1 विकत घ्यायचा असेल तर आपल्याला त्यांना ₹74, 74 रुपीज पे करावे लागतात. ओके, दे हॅव गिवन दीज रेट्स ऑफ द करन्सी आर ऑलवेज चेंजिंग. हा जो काही 64 रेट दिलेला आहे किंवा 3 रेट दिलेला आहे हा कंटिन्युअस चेंज होत राहतो. ओके, वाढतही राहतो आणि कमी पण होत राहतो. पण इंडियाचा हा वाढलेला आहे, म्हणजेच इंडियाला $1 घेण्यासाठी 74 रुपये आता समोरच्या व्यक्तीला द्यावे लागतात. ओके, so did you understand about the currency symbol of the USA dollar? Okay, US dollar, Brazilian real and Indian rupees. Okay, Lavanya Karfari, you have understood. What about others? I am audible to everyone. Okay. सीताराम नेरुरकर. Okay, Tanvi Kale, Deep Vedak, Laksh Kohad. Okay, okay, means you people are giving attention. Kindly ask your doubts. Okay, Brazil has a sea coast of around 7,400 kilometers and excellent fishing ground of the South Atlantic coast. Okay, you can easily see for the Brazil, the coastal area is around 7,400 kilometers, and also there is a excellent fishing ground, okay, of the South Atlantic coast. त्यांचा जो काय साऊथ अटलांटिक कोस्ट आहे, ओके, तर तेथे चांगल्या पद्धतीने फिशिंग साठी ग्राउंड आहे किंवा आपण म्हणूयात तेथे एक चांगला एरिया आहे किंवा रिजन आहे. The meeting of warm Brazil current and the cold Falkland current off the coast of southeast Brazil makes it a good fishing ground. So why it is good fishing ground? Okay, you can be asked in the exam. Okay, this question may be asked in the exam. So there is a warm Brazil current. It means there is a water flow, warm water flow of the Brazil. Okay, you can easily see in the red color over here. Okay, and also there is a cold current or cold flow of the water, Falkland. Okay, Falkland current. So because of these two things, there is a good ground for the fishing. Southeast Brazil. Okay, it is a good fishing ground. In that warm and cold atmosphere, the fishes can grow very high. Traditionally, fishing has been carried on by small groups of the individual fishermen using primitive technique and equipments. Okay, so traditionally म्हणजे पारंपरिकरित्या इथे जे काही मासेमारी केली जाते किंवा फिशिंग केली जाते, ओके, सो इट हॅज बीन कॅरीड बाय स्मॉल ग्रुप्स ऑफ इंडिव्हिज्युअल्स फिशरमॅन. ओके, जे काही फिशरमॅन आहे, ओके, स्मॉल ग्रुप, तर त्यांच्याद्वारे वैयक्तिकरित्या ही फिश फिशरिंग किंवा मासेमारी केली जायची युजिंग प्रिमिटिव्ह टेक्निक, म्हणजे जुन्या पद्धतीचे टेक्निक वापरून अँड जुन्या पद्धतीचे इक्विपमेंट्स वापरून ही फिशिंग केली जायची. बट नाऊ लार्ज व्हेसल्स आर बिईंग युज्ड. परंतु आता काय झालंय, मोठमोठ्या प्रकारचे आपण जहाज, ओके, मासेमारीच्या बोट्स वगैरे आपण यूज करू शकतो किंवा ब्राझिलियन पीपल तेथे यूज करतात. Swordfish, shrimp, lobster and sardines are mainly caught. ओके, हे वेगळ्या प्रकारच्या फिश आहेत, स्वॉर्ड फिश. ओके, तुम्ही स्वॉर्ड फिश बघितले असेल डिस्कवरी मध्ये किंवा नॅशनल जिओग्राफीवर ते फिशरमॅन दाखवले जातात, ओके, मोठ्या प्रमाणात. सो श्रिम्प, लॉबस्टर, sardines. Okay, so these are some types of the fishes that are being caught in the fishing. The fish resources of the Amazon River are not exploited much, and fishing only takes place on a small scale. Okay, so in the Amazon River, we know there is a dense forest. Okay, there is a very rainy area, so that's why there is no very high fishing over there, and that's why it is not exploited over there. But in the some parts, in the small region in the Amazon, okay, there is fishing. So friends, just now we have seen the agriculture in Brazil, the mining industry in the Brazil. We have seen the map for that. After that, we have seen the fishing industry for the Brazil. So friends, now we have to see for the India. That is what is agriculture in India. Okay, how it is done in India, where the agriculture produce is very high in India. Okay, after that we see fishing industry in the India. Okay, mining industry in the India. So we will compare it with the Brazil also. But for today, I think it is almost 9 p.m. and It is over for the today. Kindly go through the part that we have covered today. Okay. So friends, you can leave for the class today. Okay.